2 will be now. Hi, so this evening I wanted to make something from my past. When I used to live in Switzerland, we used to eat something quite fattening called Flam Kuchen. And I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I mentioned it to my daughter and we found a recipe. And I think we got a way of adapting it. So on my dish baking tray, I've got one Weight Watchers Love Fibre wrap, and I've got some garlic chopped up and some very fine chopped onions. I could have used white, but I didn't have, I've only got red. And here I've got 2 slices of bacon. I'm just going to try and cut those up. Doesn't really matter, it doesn't have to be uniform. There you go. Chop them up. Really want sort of smallish slices. I've got my pan heating up, and because they're all quite small thin pieces, it won't need cooking through too much. And my oven's heating up as well. So, I mean, really, if you've got the patience, you could cut these in sort of lardon shapes. But I've had a long day, and I'm a bit of a willy-nilly cook. Throw it all together. So there we go. I reckon that will do. So okay, so the pan's heating up. Bring it over. In go the onions and the bacon. Now this is just going to saute through for a little while, and just to soften it. So we'll get that started. Don't think I've done too much. Okay, so while I carry on the next bit, I'm going to just leave that cooking a little bit. So the next bit is, the recipe calls for creme fraiche, but I'm not using creme fraiche, I'm using something else. It's quite an adaptable recipe. So I'm using quark, about, I don't know, 50 grams of that. Goes it over. And some fat-free fromage frais. So it's about 50 of that as well. So it's roughly just over 100 grams. And take a spoon out. Yeah. You could use Philadelphia Light if you wanted. Now I'm going to flavour this how I want. You could add paprika, you could add chilli flakes, but these are my favourite flavours. A bit of fresh garlic, but you could use dried garlic. And I'm going to use this lovely rainbow pepper. I really love this rainbow pepper. I had a weight gain this week, and I was a bit frustrated because I never go off plan. It's one of those things, it could be just hormonal, water retention, I don't know. But I discussed it with my Weight Watchers leader, who's really supportive, Helen, and we decided that I'm going to look at cutting my portions of fruit back, because I do eat a lot of fruit and also eat an awful lot of vegetables. So I'm going to be cutting things back. So this would be really nice also with Philadelphia Light or cottage cheese. Just give it a good whisk. Like so, and that's going on the base. And this is quite a luxurious tasting, sort of a pizza. You can make a sweet version where you just put some vanilla or cinnamon or a bit of sweetener in with the creamy base, and then you would layer it with very fine sliced apples or pears, and then you'd bake it in the same fashion, but it would be a sweet one instead of a savoury. Now, because these are quite thin, these Love Fibre wraps, I'm not going to cook it on a very high heat. I don't want it to burn. That's why I'm cooking, pre-cooking the topping. So there you go, that's done. Bring it over. Yeah, I think that's done enough. Just see, it's just softening a little bit. And it's all finished cooking in the oven. Just bring it over. I'm going to be serving this with a herb salad this evening. One of my favourites. And maybe a nice big tomato with it. I mean, one portion of, so I was talking to one of the girls in Weight Watcher class today, and she was saying, oh, one portion of tomatoes is 7 cherry tomatoes. Well, you know, that seems ridiculous, but it is a fact. No count is, you do have a free list, but at the end of the day, I'm getting smaller. My body needs less food going in, because it takes less energy to move the big body around, because you can have a smaller body. So it is trial and error, the portion sizes on no count. So this is what I'm doing this week. I've decided to be a bit careful with my portions. So there it is. What do you think? I'll be back, just put a bit of seasoning on, with an update, and you can see how it's cooked through. Oh yeah, I might just put a little bit of chilli pepper, but that's it, just a little bit. Roughly 10 minutes in the oven, 160, and I'll be back with an update shortly. Wow, that's looking absolutely fabulous. Zoom in and have a look, closer look, come on. Look at that, absolutely scrumptious. As you can see on my plate, I've prepared my herb salad. I've used half a large beef tomato, and I've just sprinkled it with balsamic vinegar mixed with some cider vinegar to make it go further, and a few fresh basil leaves. So this is my evening meal. Might need an extra thing to flip it up with. Wow. All free, no points used whatsoever, or no count. How about that? Looks scrumptious. And one more thing before I go, because I use my other wrap, which I took out of the freezer, and I cut it into triangles, and on a separate pizza tray, here it's quite crispy, bread one. Yum. That's just with firelight on, a little bit of truvia, which is my favourite sweetener, that one, and a little bit of cinnamon, and firelight on top, baked until they're brown. Now I've let those cool off, and I'll be having those served with mashed banana frozen ice cream. So I've got quite a treat tonight, all from the no count list.